Good morning, children. Stay safely at home. So this is the last topic of this force and pressure chapter. I have already discussed pressure exerted by solid, pressure exerted by liquid, and I hope by that time you have already prepared all the points, important points related with the two topics discussed. Now the last topic is pressure exerted by gas. Now you know that inside gas, the molecules, they are having a very large intermolecular space and their molecular attraction is minimum, and the most important fact regarding the molecules of a gas is that molecules of a gas are in random motion. So when the molecules of a gas are in random motion, then what they do, they collide with each other. Not only that, they collide with the walls of the container. So when they collide with the walls of the container, there are different kind of collision. They have generally the perfectly elastic collision. Perfectly elastic collision means the collision in which the kinetic energy of the molecule remain constant. Alright. Now, due to these elastic collisions of the molecules of a gas with the walls, they create a pressure within the container. Alright. So this is the reason that why gas exert pressure on the walls of the container from inside. I hope it is clear. Alright, again I am saying it that why it happens, because the molecules, they are colliding with all. Just you consider this fact. When you collide with your friend, then what you do? Simply you push. No, means what? You are exerting one pressure on your friend. So the molecules are also doing the same. When the molecules are colliding with the walls, every molecule, they are exerting pressure on the walls of the container. Alright, so that is the pressure exerted by gas. Now remember, more the number of collision and more will be the greater, the higher will be the pressure exerted by the molecules on the gas. It is a simple common sense. From common sense only you can see, if you push, if you collide with your friend twice, means 2 times you are exerting the pressure. So the total pressure you are exerting, it is increasing. So in this case of gas molecules also the same thing happens. Means when the number of collision increases, then the pressure exerted by the gas on the container, it also increases. Alright. Then next one is the question of atmospheric pressure. Now you know that we have atmosphere. Earth is having atmosphere, means there is a envelope of air surrounding us, surrounding the earth's surface, that is called atmosphere. So inside atmosphere, what are there? Air is there. Now you know that air means what? Air molecules are, air molecules are there. It is gas only. Air molecules are different kind of gas, nitrogen, oxygen, carbon dioxide, all kind of gases are there. So gas molecules are present, water vapor is also there. So means what? The air is having some mass. So when the weight of the air acts on us, then it acts as a pressure on us. So the pressure exerted by air present in the atmosphere, that is known as the atmospheric pressure. So you must learn what is atmosphere and what is atmospheric pressure. The next point is, what is the SI unit of atmospheric pressure? SI unit of atmospheric pressure is Pascal. Means just like the SI unit of pressure. And you know 1 Pascal is equal to how much? 1 Pascal is equal to 1 Newton per meter square. Alright. Now another unit we generally use to measure atmospheric pressure, that is called as bar, and 1 bar is equal to 10 to the power 5 Pascal. Now we know that the liquid pressure is measured by the device which is known as manometer. Now in case of atmospheric pressure, the device that we use, the name of the device is barometer. So barometer is used to measure atmospheric pressure, and barometer was first invented by scientist Torricelli. Alright, so these are the 2 points you must remember. Now next I am discussing certain activities one by one. Now these activities, you just listen to the explanation. You don't have to write the activities in the study material copy. I repeat, activities you don't have to write in the study material copy. You just listen to the activities and how it is done and what are the observations related with the activities. You don't have to write it, but you have to understand it. But the points I wrote earlier, that points you must write in the study material notebook. Now, there are two simple activities by which you can show that atmosphere exert pressure. Alright, now what is the first activity? You take a glass and you fill it by water till the upper end. Alright, you fill it by water. Then you keep one cardboard, means cover the water by a cardboard. Keep your palm there and press the cardboard over the glass, and then you invert it. Means you just do like this, you inverted it, and here is the cardboard. Alright, now you remove your hand. What you will observe that the water is not falling down. Why the water is not falling down? Because the atmosphere is exerting pressure on the cardboard and it is pressing it up against the glass. So what is happening? The water in the glass, it is not falling down. So this is the first activity by which you can exhibit that atmosphere exert pressure. Now the second activity, that atmosphere exert pressure. What you can do? That suppose you have taken a container made up of tin. Why a container made up of tin? Because you know that tin, it is easily, you can change the shape. It is not very hard, isn't it? So that's why you have taken a container made up of tin, and then what you have done, you have taken certain amount of water in it. Alright, now you see, when it is like this, then here what is there? Water is there. Here what is there? Air is there. And outside what is there? Atmosphere is there. Now, initially what is happening, just in this condition, the shape of the container is not changing. What does it mean? That inside the container the pressure exerted by air, and outside what is there? Atmosphere is there. Atmosphere exerting pressure, these two are balancing each other. Alright, that is the explanation I am giving. But you cannot see here, no, neither you can see the atmosphere nor you can see the air. Alright, so we have to prove it. So how you can prove it? The simple experiment. Then you, by a Bunsen burner, you just heat the water. Then what will happen? Water will start boiling, and open this mouth. Okay, now water will start boiling. So when the water starts boiling, after that you wait for some time, let it boil. Then what will happen? Just you see, when the water will boil, then water vapor will produce. Then water vapor, it will force the air to come out. I hope you have understood what I said. Initially, before the boiling, what was there? Air was there, then water was there. Alright, when you will start boiling, then what will happen? Water vapor, it will come and it will force the air, means air will come out through this one. Isn't it? So you do it for some time. Then what will happen? The entire, this part will means filled up by water vapor. So you allow the air to come out. You cannot see the air, so you may ask how long means. So you just few minutes you boil it so that water vapor can occupy the entire space. After that, what you will do, you just put here a cap, okay, and close it, and then you remove the burner, remove it from the burner. Alright, now you see what is there. Only water vapor is there, and here little bit, here water will reduce, so little bit water is there, and here water vapor is there. Now you do one thing, you pour cold water on it, or ice cold water. Ice cold water from outside you pour on the tin. Then what will happen? you know that water vapor, it will condense into water and will come here. So you see, when the water vapor, the entire water vapor will condense, then here a vacuum will be created. So here water is there, water vapor, they have converted into water, come back here, so here nothing is there, and then you will observe that from outside the atmospheric pressure exerted from all direction, and the tin, it will not remain in its original shape, it will just get crushed like this. Alright, means it will be totally deformed. Clear? So what is happening? What does it prove? That it proves the existence of atmospheric pressure. Not only that, it proves that atmosphere exert pressure in all direction. Now girls, I forgot to discuss two activities related with the liquid pressure. So quickly I am discussing that two activities first. Then I will come to the next topic. Alright. So the activity related with liquid pressure is that we can prove that liquid exert pressure. So for that, what you will take? You will take a glass tube which is open at two ends. Then at the lower end, you just attach a membrane, or you may simply attach a balloon. Alright, a piece of torn balloon, you simply attach to it. Alright, now what you will do, you pour water in it. So you will see, when you will pour water into it, then what will happen to the balloon? It will bulge out. Alright, you see, the balloon will bulge out the moment you will pour water. Now you do this, that you increase the amount of water taken in this. You just go on adding water. Then you will observe what? The balloon bulges out more, means the volume of the balloon becomes more. Why? Because the water is exerting pressure within it. That's why the volume of the volume of the balloon is bulging out. So it proves that liquid exert pressure. Then another one, we know that liquid exert pressure in all direction. Not that, unlike solid, it only exert pressure in the downward direction. So how you can prove that? That liquid exert pressure in the pressure sidewise also, means liquid exert lateral pressure. The sidewise pressure is known as lateral pressure. How you can prove? Exactly in the same manner. Here again you attach one balloon. Alright. Now you pour some water into it. Now when there is a outlet here within the container, so you will see when you pour water into it, then the balloon will bulge out. More water you go on adding, the balloon will bulge out more and more. What does it mean? That liquid can exert lateral pressure, liquid can exert pressure in all directions. Now next is effects of atmospheric pressure. Alright. Now the effect of atmospheric pressure, every day we are using it knowingly, unknowingly, so understand it. Alright. So all the examples, all the effects of atmospheric pressure one by one I am explaining. You listen to the explanation, alright, but you don't have to take the notes, you just try to understand that. And just like the effects of liquid pressure you wrote from the book itself in the study material copy, you can do the same for the effect of atmospheric pressure also. Alright, now consider this. Now it is very hot, although nowadays due to COVID-19 we are not allowed to eat anything from outside. Otherwise what we do, we love to drink the cold drinks, isn't it? So when you drink any cold drinks or any kind of drinks like by a straw, then how you are doing, just understand it. So this is the straw, and I cannot draw very nicely, so I am just explaining you. Imagine the straw is inside your mouth. Okay, now how you are drinking the liquid by means of a straw, understand it. So how you drink it? First you try to think how you do. You first pull, isn't it? By your mouth you suck the air within it. So first of all, what you are doing here within the straw, you see inside, outside liquid is there, and what is there inside the straw? Air is there. So when you are sucking the air, then what is happening? The air is going into your mouth. Alright. So when the air will go into your mouth, then what will happen? The pressure of air within the straw, it will decrease. Alright, now outside, who is exerting pressure? Atmosphere is exerting pressure. So atmospheric pressure, you are not doing anything. So atmospheric pressure is remaining the same. So what is happening now? Inside the straw, the pressure of air is less, but outside, due to greater atmospheric pressure, what will happen? It will force the liquid to move from the high pressure region to the low pressure region. So what will happen? Automatically liquid will go and liquid will move through the straw and will enter into your mouth. Alright, so this is atmospheric pressure, due to which by a straw you can suck or you can drink a liquid. I repeat, what is happening, that inside the straw air is there. So when you are sucking the air within your mouth, a low pressure zone is created within the straw. So the atmospheric pressure outside is more than the pressure within the straw. So liquid will move from the high pressure to the low pressure region, or atmospheric pressure will force the liquid to move into the low pressure region. So liquid will enter into through the straw into your mouth. Clear? Now, during Holi you use what is that name of that one? I forgot. Okay, during Holi also means you are using one syringe kind of structure, means this is a syringe, alright, and when the injection is given, then how the medicine, the liquid medicine is filled up within the syringe of the injection. I hope you have seen. And the same thing you use while playing the Holi, isn't it? I forgot the name of the device you use to play Holi. You have seen that there is a handle like this, that this is known as the piston. What you can do, you can pull it out or you can push it in, isn't it? So I hope you have observed how nurses or doctors, they fill up the injection syringe by medicine. Those who have not seen, next time whenever you will get the chance to observe it, please observe it carefully. If you have not seen, then I am telling you what is done. First of all, this piston, it is completely pulled within this barrel. Means, first of all, the syringe is put inside the bottle of medicine and then it is pulled completely inside. Why it is pulled completely inside? By pulling it completely inside, you are forcing the air within the syringe to come out. Alright? So, you have forced the air completely to come out and the piston is here. Okay, now you pull the piston in the backward direction. So when you will pull the piston in the backward direction, then you see what is happening. As the piston is moving, here nothing is there, isn't it? So here there will be, I cannot say nothing is there, little bit air may be there. So here little bit air is there. So what will happen? The pressure within this portion will decrease. But outside here, atmospheric pressure is acting on the open bottle. So what is happening? This is pushing the liquid from the high pressure zone to the low pressure zone. So the liquid is getting inside the syringe and syringe is getting filled up. So this is the way atmospheric pressure helps us to fill up the syringe of injection. And while playing the Holi, that device, I forgot the name. So that device also, you know how you do. You take colored water in a bucket and then you pull it, then you keep it within that one. Pull first you push the barrel inside, push the piston inside, and then you take the piston outside and then it gets filled up by the colored water. And when you want to throw it, the colored water to other, then you pull it again inside, isn't it? So these all are due to the pressure difference of liquid, or the atmospheric pressure helps us to fill the syringe by medicine this way. Then there are few other cases also where you use the effect of atmospheric pressure. That is, nowadays, although we do not use fountain pen, during our time we used to use this one. The fountain pen, we fill up ink within the fountain pen. Just like the syringe action only, you can fill up the fountain pen by ink due to the atmospheric pressure, just like the syringe only. What we do in that case, in case of syringe, we just, there is a piston, we pull it out and pull it down. In that case, there is a rubber pad, we just press it. When we press it, then what happens, we force the air within that one, what I can say, the cylinder to go out. And then when we release it, then what happens, a low pressure region is created within the cylinder where ink will be filled up, and ink from outside the bottle due to the atmospheric pressure get inside the cylinder and filled up the cylinder with the ink within the fountain pen. Alright. Then another one, we use atmospheric pressure. I hope you have seen that some suction pads are there and suction clips are there. Sometimes we place it on the wall, sometimes we place it inside our almirahs to hang certain materials. Alright, so what we do, if you just consider the, suppose this is the wall and you will see the suction clips, they are like this, they are made up of rubber and there is a bulge out part here. Then what you do, how we fix the suction clip, we press here and then we release. So when we press here, then what happens, the air within this portion, it moves out, alright, through this. After that, and it just gets stuck with the wall, and after that when you release it, then what will happen, within here there is no air, almost a low pressure zone is created, and outside atmospheric pressure acts, and the atmospheric pressure helps the clip to get stuck with the wall. Alright, so exactly in the same manner, lizards, those who never have studied physics, they also curl their toes and curl their legs, and by the suction pressure they can fix their entire body on the wall. Alright, so these are the examples of atmospheric pressure. Now another example of atmospheric pressure is that if you go to the higher altitudes, now this is the point I forgot to discuss, so you must note it down. Okay, this point you must note it down, whatever I am writing it now. At higher altitudes, atmospheric pressure decreases. Alright, so why the atmospheric pressure decreases, you understand it. Now atmospheric pressure, it is a gas pressure exerted by gas, so just like the liquid pressure, it obeys this formula HdG. Now consider this is Earth's surface. So when you are going to the higher altitude, so you have gone to the mountain, higher altitude, then you see who will exert pressure on you, the air above you. Alright, so when you are here, this layer of air exerting pressure on you, and when you have gone here, then this layer is exerting pressure on you. Alright, so when you are going to the higher altitude, then atmospheric pressure decreases. Why atmospheric pressure decreases? I hope it is visible. At higher altitudes, atmospheric pressure decreases. So why it is decreases? Write it down. Because at high altitudes, the length of air layer exerting pressure decreases. Alright, this is the first point. And second point, if you go to the high altitude, then density of air layer decreases. So you see H decreases, D decreases, and G also decreases at high altitude. So what happens at higher altitude? Atmospheric pressure decreases. So why atmospheric pressure decreases at higher altitude? These are the 3 points, that at high altitudes the length of air layer exerting pressure decreases, then density of air decreases. Alright, and third is the value of G, small g, acceleration due to gravity also decreases. So these are the three reasons that why at higher altitude atmospheric pressure decreases. This topic I supposed to discuss earlier only, but as I forgot, I am discussing now. But kindly you note down all the 3 points. My handwriting is very bad here. I hope you will understand. Okay, I am just reading it out. At higher altitude, atmospheric pressure decreases because at high altitudes, length of air layer exerting pressure decreases. Second point, density of air decreases. Third point, the value of G decreases. Now, due to this fact that atmospheric pressure decreases at high altitude, what happens? If you go to very high altitudes, then what happens? That from our nose starts bleeding. Alright, so why our nose starts bleeding? Understand it. Point wise I will discuss. Now when we are standing any place, then inside our body also blood is there, liquid is there. Alright, they are exerting pressure. And outside our body, who is exerting pressure on us? Atmosphere. So if you consider any part of the body, inside pressure and outside pressure, these two are balancing each other. So that's why neither we are getting squeezed or nor we are our body is bursting out. Alright, now when you are going to, so this is happening at normal surfaces, on the earth surfaces. Now when you have gone to the higher altitude, at higher altitude what is happening? Outside pressure, this pressure decreases. Outside pressure decreases. Outside is atmosphere. But inside, who is there? Blood is exerting pressure. So when you are going to the higher altitude, then blood pressure will not increase, but blood pressure will remain as it is. So you see what is happening. Inside pressure is more, whereas outside pressure is less. So due to that, what happens? That if you consider the blood vessels, then the question will arise, due to this it may happen just like the fish body, it burst out. As I discussed, in case of liquid pressure, our body is not experiencing that. Why? Because it is not possible that human body to burst out. Then the tremendous pressure is needed. But due to this, what happens? If you consider the blood vessels within our nose, the outer layer, it is very thin. So what happens? Inside pressure is more and outside pressure is less. So due to the more pressure within the blood vessels, they just burst. And that's why from the nose, bleeding starts. Alright. So why from the nose bleeding starts? Two reasons, that within the nose blood vessels, they are having a very thin layer, thin skin, and within blood at higher altitude the atmospheric pressure outside decreases, but inside blood pressure remains the same. So due to more pressure within the blood, within the vessels, the thin layered vessels, they just burst and nose starts bleeding. So these are the effects of atmospheric pressure. Effects of atmospheric pressure, you write it in your study material copy from the book itself. It is written nicely only, I have seen, but understand that how the atmospheric pressure affecting our lives day to day. Another example of atmospheric pressure is there. You will see from a tin, if you want to take out liquid, alright, always we prefer to make 2 holes to take out the liquid. If you make 1 hole and you want to take out the liquid from it, then you will see the liquid will come out very slowly. But if you make 2 holes and you take out the liquid, then you will see the liquid will come out at faster rate. Why? Very simple. When you will make 2 holes, through the second hole, atmospheric pressure act on the liquid, and due to atmospheric pressure, the rate of flow of liquid from the container will be more. So that's why from a closed container, when we want to take out liquid, it is always advised that instead of making 1 hole, you make two holes at two diametrically opposite side. Then it will become easy for us to take out the liquid. So that's the end of this chapter, force and pressure chapter. Please do learn the important topics as I said while discussing the chapter. Thank you, girls.